After finishing Nadi Shuddhi, let us check the in which nostril we have the breathing. If you check like this or like this, you will see either your right nostril is more dominant or left nostril is more dominant. Usually. If your right nostril is dominant, place your left leg above the right leg. If your left nostril is dominant, place the right leg above the left leg. The kaal mele kaal photo karonge. Usually sit with one leg above the other. So, whichever nostril is dominant, the opposite leg is on the top. And push your hip up. Suppose if you're sitting on a chair, the opposite leg on the front, when you sit cross leg like this in the chair, suppose if my right nostril is dominant, my left leg will be on the front. Like that. And when we keep the hand, whichever nostril is dominant, that hand on the top. But if I keep like this, on my lap, my right nostril is dominant, so my right hand is up like this. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Harihi Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Veeryam Karavavati Tejasvinavadhi Namastu Ma Vidvishavadai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. With the 6-point relaxation, while you are sitting straight, at the end of breathing out, wait for the natural, while you are breathing out, make up your mind and wait for the natural urge to inhale. For breathing in, there is a natural urge that manifests somewhere in your system to breathe in. Don't make a location in the belly or in the chest, in the eyebrow center, etc. Don't make any location, just inside you. There is a natural urge, very mild urge for breathing in. After which there is this, the force that makes your lungs expand. Lungs, abdomen, diaphragm, the respiratory muscles. There is a force that makes your respiratory muscles expand. Just focus only on that. Only on the inhaling force in every breath. The moment before inhalation, the manifestation of the inhaling force that makes your inhalation possible.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ English okay ತಾನೆ? Anybody has an issue with English? English okay, yeah? You can show a thumbs up.
All okay with English. Now you have been watching this urge and மூச்சு உள்ள இழுக்கணும்ங்கற அந்த force, urge to inhale, and the inhale happens. So when the inhale is beginning, extend the inhale until the expansion reaches the chest. When the inhale is happening, extend the inhale until the expansion reaches the chest and leave it. Don't worry about exhale. We do that for a few times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Every time you are breathing in, breathe in deeper. And let go of the exhalation. Do not worry about the exhalation. You will notice the force of exhalation becomes lesser. First few exhalations will be a little fast, but after you start doing this with every breath, the quality of your breathing out will change. When that happens, prolong your exhalation till the end of the possibility. That is, till all the air is out. உங்களோட பிரீதிங் அவுட்டை நல்லா எக்ஸ்டெண்ட் பண்ணணும். எல்லா காத்தும் வெளியில போகணும். இந்த வயிறு வந்து கான்ட்ராக்ட் ஆகும். அந்த எண்ட் ஆஃப் த எக்ஸலேஷன்ல எல்லா காத்தும் வெளியில போகும்போது டயப்ரமேட்டிக் கான்ட்ராக்ஷன். அந்த ஸ்டேஜ் வரைக்கும் கம்ப்ளீட் எக்ஸேல். When you do the complete exhale, let go of the abdomen. You will have partially the lungs will fill because you are letting go of the abdomen. There will be partial filling of the lungs. Most of you may not have an inhalation. The urge to inhale will come. You will not have the urge to inhale. Still, you continue to inhale till the expansion of the chest. Till you feel the expansion of the chest. And let go. The breath will come out. Breathe out completely till you feel the contraction of the abdomen. There is no air inside. Let go. And continue the inhaling process. Even after the natural urge stops, the breath comes in. When you relax your abdomen, the breath comes in. As the breath comes in, you continue to breathe in a smooth expansion until the expansion reaches the chest. And gradually let go. Now we are adding one more component. Exhale, I told you not to bother about the exhale. Correct? So now what we do, at the end of the deep inhale, you have an extra expansion. Correct? So this extra expansion, you gradually let go. And continue to exhale in the same force till all the air is out. At the end of exhale, you will feel the contraction. Now relax, let go of the contraction, allow the breath to come in and inhale freely without restriction. Just continue. There will be a slow exhalation, complete exhalation. So your breathing will be unrestricted natural inhalation plus extra unrestricted inhalation. Then gradual controlled exhalation, steady force, complete exhalation. Then letting go, unrestricted natural inhalation followed by deep inhalation, unrestricted, then restricted, gradual, slow, complete exhalation. When you are doing this, slow down your exhalation as much as you can. That is, we should be able to maintain a steady force of exhalation. There is no control in inhalation, only deep inhalation. But there is steady control in exhalation. The exhale control எந்த அளவுக்கு இருக்கலாம் அப்படின்னா, you will have to find this golden that golden threshold. Each one of us have a certain golden threshold. And the critical threshold என்னன்னா, after you inhale and when you gradually exhale and complete exhale, at the end of exhale you are letting go. Right? When you let go, the abdomen expands. When you let go of the contraction, the air rushes in. At the end of natural, and the air will rush பண்ணும்போது, when the air is rushing in, the abdomen expands. This is natural. Because of the vacuum, the breath is coming in. Towards the end of it, while doing this process, you should not feel the natural urge to inhale. Normally, when you hold the breath outside for some time, we can try now. Just exhale, keep the breath outside, don't inhale. And let go. Now you will feel that natural urge to inhale coming from inside, somewhere behind the chest. Right? This means your body is having oxygen demand. That is, there is a need in the body for breath. So you are suffocating the body for breath. So the body creates that urge, then prana gets associated with the body, and then the inhaling urge comes from the system. So on the system lane, the awaken inhaling urge varama paakukkum. We have to make sure that the natural urge to inhale does not awaken in the system. Just because we are inhaling deep, we are providing excess air, we are providing excess oxygen, so that there is a kind of a saturation there. So it will take more time for the oxygen demand to rise. And so we are controlling the exhale. When we maintain the certain critical speed at the end of exhale, when we let go, it is the exhale is fast enough. The exhale is fast enough to prevent natural urge from rising. It is not too slow. We are not postponing the breath too much, but at the same time, the exhale is controlled and slow enough to slow down the mind, right? So the exhale is slow enough to slow down the mind, but just fast enough to not, that is, it is not too slow, it is fast enough to sustain the oxygen level so that the natural urge to breathe does not wake up. So we are right now practicing a kind of a kumbhaka. It's a certain kind of a kumbhaka, Sahita kumbhaka Suralam, because it is accompanied by breathing, it can be called a Sahita kumbhaka. But we are kind of stimulating the internal environment meant for what is called as Kevala kumbhaka. We have seen this already, but this is a very subtle breathing. So we discussed about Upasana in the last class, which is basically working with the mind, right? So when we maintain this breathing in this threshold, inhale without restriction, exhale with just enough control, gradual exhale, complete exhale, again let go and inhale deep, exhale gradual, steady and complete exhale. So this gradual, steady, complete exhale, you have to find the right speed where at the end of the exhale, when you let go and you are inhaling deeply, you are only using your conscious force to inhale. For example, there is no body demand to breathe. See, in the last time when we did that exhale and hold, we felt the body demand, right? So now what you have to do, just do a few exhales like this. Deep breath, just exhale without any restriction, just full exhale. Again, deep breath, full exhale. Again, deep inhale. Now just exhale. At the end of exhale, hold the breath outside, feel the contraction. Feel the contraction. See, now you don't feel that urge to breathe in. Now let go of the stomach. A little bit breath comes in, but there is no urge to breathe in. It takes a few seconds before the natural urge to breathe wakes up in the system. I hope you understand what I'm saying. You can experiment with that. Take a few deep breaths, exhale completely, let go, and stay quiet and wait for the natural urge to come. So we need to understand the two different kind of inhale. There is a natural urge to inhale that wakes up in the body and makes the body breathe in without your conscious participation. All you have to do is let go and the breathing happens. Right? That is a natural urge to breathe that is centered on prana and your limbic system. The animal brain, back brain, hypothalamus, amygdala, it is connected to that. What we are doing is we are creating this muscular respiratory muscles. We are expanding and contracting them with our conscious will, where more of the prefrontal cortex is involved. Our front brain, conscious brain, mind is involved. Buddhi is involved. So now what we do? The same. Inhale, exhale completely. 3 people inhale without any restriction, exhale. Now exhale completely. Then let go of your abdomen. There is no urge to breathe. But still you consciously breathe more. The body doesn't want to breathe. The body does not need to breathe. But you are forcing the body to breathe more by applying your willpower and making the inhalation more. Understand? So this is when we are giving the extra breath more that is required, the extra breath that is more than what the body requires. So we are giving that extra breath more than what the body requires, so that there is a saturation. And until you finish your controlled, complete exhalation, and then as you begin inhalation, You can do the entire inhalation with a conscious control without the body's urge to inhale awakening inside. The body வந்து breath வேணுங்கிற அந்த 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 need வந்து awaken ஆக விடாம. We don't allow that body's need to breathe. We don't allow that need to awaken inside, right? We don't give a chance for that. We are maintaining a certain threshold of oxygen carbon dioxide balance by inhaling deep consciously with effort, exhaling gradually, just the correct amount of speed required to sustain this. Exhale completely. At the end of exhale, we let go and inhale without restriction deep. Exhale in the right amount of speed. Exhale completely, right? Now, I will give you another 2 minutes to 3 minutes just to experiment this breath. So find that threshold. Let's start. There any, if you don't understand, raise your hand. Maybe I can explain if you have a doubt. It looks like a very simple technique, but it requires a lot of sustained willpower to maintain that intention and the threshold. You need a lot of attention and a steady will. And while you are doing the entire thing, make sure the upper body, shoulders, hands, chest, they're all relaxed. And toes, eyes, mouth, shoulders, and hands, your toes should be relaxed while you are doing it. You will develop a very intense, deep focus at the center of your system. While we are trying to experiment with this, you will sometimes, your exhalation is too slow. You will feel while you are inhaling, you will already at the end of complete exhale, you will feel the, and when you let go, little faster in that case. In the next, from the next breath onwards. Each session, the exhaling speed keeps changing. How long you should do this? Now, this slow, controlled exhale and unrestricted, deeper than natural inhale. Unrestricted, deeper than natural inhale, and gradual, controlled, complete exhale. This breathing, how long you should do, right? So now you may open your eyes and so how long you should do this is what will happen is we are suspending the urge to breathe from awakening in the system. The natural urge to breathe, we are suspending it, right? So what happens? There is a mind, there is what we call the vital force of the mind, prana, associated with the natural urge to breathe. There is a certain vital force in the system, a mind, part of the unconscious mind, and the vital force that is associated with the breathing process. That's what keeps your breath going on, even when we are not paying attention, when we are sleeping, when we are watching something. So it is this mechanism that keeps the breath going on. So this is prana, which is connected with the body. It's called Brahma Granthi, right? It's connected with the body. So what we have to do, what we do is we suspend this, right? Now, when we suspend it and switch off this mechanism in the prana, after some time, the consciousness that is inside, the power of consciousness that is inside that mechanism, the prana mechanism, that wakes up, right? So the part is there. The active part is always there, 24 hours it is working. That is the prana aspect is there, but the chit or the consciousness aspect is not there. So it is an unconscious process. Every time body needs, the breathing is regulated. So now what we are doing is when we let go, when we maintain this threshold breathing, and we are switching off the need in the body for breath. That is, we are switching off the body's demand on that circuit. That is the brain circuit responsible for breath. In other words, which is also kept alive because of the prana. We are switching off the demand on that aspect. So what happens? That prana is jobless. So when you keep it jobless for some time, it wakes up like from the background. That something wakes up here inside. That mind inside that prana will wake up. You have to. Usually it comes from between for some 4 or 5 minutes, maybe. But before 7 to 10 minutes, that waking up of the prana will happen, right? So last class we discussed about upasana. So what you will have to do, this mind that is waking up in the background while you are sustaining this breath, sustaining this breathing should go on. You have to continue to sustain this breath, and the mind wakes up in the background. Once that, you will feel that, you will feel. You don't know, when you sit for 5 to 7 minutes doing only that, you will feel that something wakes up in the, becomes conscious and wakes up in the background. So that, when that comes, you have to use that mind to remember, your visualization, or remember what you want, or to, like they say, make a wish, the birthday lamp that in the candle or something, or when you see a shooting star, they say make a wish. So what you have to do is you have to make a wish. That's it. That is, you have to make that mind think about what is that you want to achieve, or what is that you want to arrive at, how you want yourself to be, how you see yourself to be. You can use that for anything. You can use that to reimagine yourself, make that. See, that background mind, that consciousness inside the prana, that when it wakes up, it cannot think much. So it cannot think systematically, but it is more connected with memory and feeling. So what you have, that from there you can have a vague idea of which direction you want to progress, and which direction you want to move, towards what goal you want to move. Right? You have to just think about that. Only that. Just a vague idea. You have to think and feel about what is it that you want to actualize. Just bring that, sustain that, make that background consciousness be connected with that idea while you sustain this breathing. As long as you can. As long as you can. 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Sustain that. And after that, what do? You let go of the breath. You will have a kind of that background visualization or sustaining that idea that becomes very tangible. You will become very connected with that. That will become very tangible, and you are very aware of it. When that happens, you let go of the breathing and stay with that. Just stay with that in the background and let go of it. Right? And leave it. There is a next stage to that where you can add details to that idea. Where what we do is when we let go of the breathing and then you're quiet, you're thinking about it. The egoistic mind will start working, the buddhi will start working. At that time, what we have to do from there, we have to focus here, and behind here, feel a space, and you have to start visualizing. You can visualize whatever you want in the space behind your eyebrow, the space behind your eyebrow center. Excuse me. You can visualize in the space behind your eyebrow center. While you maintain that connection, that background connection with that idea is maintained, slowly you start adding details in your thought process. And this is the stage you can start using your affirmations connected to that. I told you to, find out your own affirmation, right? The positive affirmation which you are associating with the inhale, the Upasana concept I told you. So if you listen to that, you can use the same idea. Once you have written down and made your affirmations and etc. After you hold that idea, that becomes steady, you leave the breathing. You can consciously repeat your affirmation in the thinking mind, focusing on this, and gradually starting to visualize the scenario that you want to actualize. Visualize that scenario in every detail behind here. And when you feel that background connection to that idea is fading away, you can start the breathing again. This will sustain for a couple of minutes or 5 minutes maybe. And then again you can start the deep breathing. Wait for that natural urge to suspend. Deep inhale, gradual, complete exhale. Wait for the mind inside the prana to awaken and connect to the idea while you are continuing with the visualization and the affirmation process in the front end. Front end, back end, you think like that. In the front end, there is conscious affirmation visualization going on with your conscious mind. And in the back end, you are keeping that prana, the mind inside the prana awakened by switching off the natural urge to breathe. Right? So try this. This the second part to Vitringo. You don't bother about the second part. You work more with the first part. Wait till that mind aware, sustain that suspension of the natural urge to breathe long enough for that background to awaken and get familiarized with that. Once you are familiarized with the awakening in the background, connect that to the idea and familiarize with that. So this is the golden key for making the higher dimension to work for you, making the divine energies to work for you and to work in a direction. Please use it for noble purposes and ethically correct purposes. Whether it is ethical or unethical, it will work for everything. Because it is just a mechanism. So please use it for the right reasons. It's one of the very powerful techniques that is used in Upasana. The concept of Upasana, we are using it for bringing more meaningful situations and actualizing our potential and helping us move in a direction of growth. So we are using it for that. So it's a kind of a step down version of using the mind directly for manifestation by awakening the power of the vital force inside the mind. The mind connected with the vital force. We are awakening that and connecting that with the mind. The harmony between the vital force and the conscious mind. We are creating that in order to actualize our potential and then to actualize the helpful and the right and uplifting situations in. So try that. And if you have any questions, to write to me and I will respond. Or you can bring your questions in the next class. So next class, I would like you to try this and have your backup and feedback, and I would like to have a discussion. Next class is going to be a discussion on this technique.
Can I ask a question now?
Sure, yes. If there is time.
Sorry?
If there is time, please.
Just one minute. It is more about today's session. So while this actualize was on, my mind, I don't know about others. This is a problem with me probably. Mind wander and then I focus my attention towards what you are saying. So this keeps happening repeatedly. Is it something normal or abnormal, or what should I do to keep in?
See, the thing is, your listening is happening in with the conscious mind, right? So when you are doing the deep breathing, it gives a certain kind of a laya. So it goes into a what is called as something like an alpha state, and the external focus will start missing. So it's natural. So ideally, I'm supposed to give one technique, then you practice for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, then come back. Then I give the next part. Then that's how it's supposed to go. But we do that in a retreat. So since it is a Zoom class, this is the compromise. So when you are finding the difficulty, what we do is you suspend your inner technique and listen to what I'm saying. And once you grasp the concept, sometimes I repeat the same idea. When it is a technique, I am repeating it. So you ignore my voice and focus on the technique. Until I tell you stop, open, come to the next one, So today's session was a hybrid between like a guided meditation and the explanation. So this hybrid is always a problem. So okay. Yeah. As I said, we are learning here. So it is only learning to connect with the technique, and then you sit and practice in your space. But that's how this works. So I'm just making you spend some time with yourself and also listen to me so that you kind of have a grasp of the technique. Don't worry if you don't get the depth feel in the class. You will not get, because this time is not enough. You have to go home in your room. You have to sit and work with it. Then only you will really get every time you sit and practice, you will get an So then you make a note of that and then we discuss. Then it works. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Om Tatsat. Thank you.